everybody, and welcome to the first review of 2022, the British Touring Car Championship, with myself, Brad, and Ben. Say hello.
Hello.
And
the hybrid era is here now.
Exactly, yes, the hybrid era is among us. And what a cracking set of races we had to kick off the season. Now, a few things before we begin this race review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the brand new intro that we've had. That was created by Dan, or Mushy Gaming as he's known on YouTube. Feel free to go and look him up. He does plenty of racing content for you guys to enjoy. So big thanks to him for that. Also worth mentioning that we actually, me, myself and Ben, were at the track ourselves, and were able to watch the race live, which was really, really good. So we're able to catch the race opener. And also as well, just before we begin properly, to tell you a little bit more about the hybrid technology that's been introduced for the 2022 season. Here is David Addison to tell you a bit more about it.
For 2022, the BTCC is going to feel and sound a little different. Remember the days of the option tyre and this, success ballast? Well, they're gone. Instead, in comes hybrid technology as the championship enters a new era. The cars will have an EV element, and that hybrid technology is going to give drivers an extra element of power, up to 15 seconds worth per racing lap, and that's going to be used now to shuffle the order, as once more the British Touring Car Championship is at the forefront of modern technology, and the championship enters a whole new age.
And with that, we move into the first qualifying session of the year. Now, qualifying as a whole has had a completely different format change, especially with the first round. It's usually everyone has got, in most cases it used to be everyone was clear of ballast, so it was whoever was fastest over qualifying, and obviously ballast gets his gets added on per the year. Well, obviously the ballast is completely gone, it's all hybrid now, so they all had 15 seconds of hybrid technology each to use during the laps. In the end, it was Jake Hill who took his first pole position by 18 thousandths of a second from Colin Turkington, and 23 thousandths of a second from Ash Sutton in third. The top four were literally covered within like half a tenth, I think it was, which was absolutely nuts. And the top 17 cars were within a second of pole. It's worth noting that the pole time was a 108.418 from Jake Hill, which beats the all-time qualifying lap record by a mile, which I believe was originally set by Gordon Shedden. There was one red flag during the qualifying, which was caused by Dan Camish's car, which went up in flames due to a potential fuel leak. We saw on the onboard the fuel sprayed on the car and set up, and it went up like a bloody barbecue, which was insane. Credit to the marshals for doing the job and for putting that fire out as soon as. But on to race one. And it was a great start from Colin Turkington, which allowed him to take the lead at the start, with Hill keeping the fight going throughout the first two laps. Ingram and Sutton made a surprise visit and caught up to the front, which entailed a four-way fight for the lead and left Hill to drop down the order to fifth, behind George Gamble and Tom Ingram, who moved into the lead. So Tom Ingram got ahead of both of all the guys and got into the lead, which was really cool to see. Meanwhile, we had Collard, who stopped out on track on lap 3, which brought out the safety car. But when the safety car went in, Ingram got a cracking start and disappeared into the distance, or at least he tried to, with the BMWs hot on his tail. Meanwhile, Gordon Shedden moved up the leaderboard ahead of Alan Morgan to take 6th place on lap 8. Camish, meanwhile, went from the back and he was in 17th place by lap 13, so not too bad for him. Further back, we had Josh Cook taking, he overtook Tom Chilton on lap 12, with Bobby Thompson also going through as well. And unfortunately, on the last lap, Jason Plato, as much as no one wanted to see it, he got a puncher, which dropped him from 11th down to near enough last by the checkered flag. And apparently, it was a puncher that had been gone in itself for some time, so when it blew on, it was basically the worst time, and it blew right on the last lap. But in the end, though, it was Tom Ingram who took the first win in the hybrid era for the BTCC, with Turkington and Hill coming home in second and third. However, post-race, it was announced that Hill was disqualified as his car failed the ride height test, and as such, he would start from the back for race 2, which also meant that Gordon Shedden was promoted up to 3rd place, and he scored his first podium of the year. So your race 1 results look like this. Tom Ingram was your race winner, with Colin Turkington finishing 2nd, Gordon Shedden finishing 3rd, Ash Sutton 4th, Adam Morgan in 5th, George Gamble, a surprising result considering he's brand new to the championship this year, finishing in 6th, Stephen Jelly in 7th, Josh Cook in 8th, Dan Rowbottom in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Tom Chilton. Jake Hill getting the fastest lap in the first race. Now we move on to race 2, and Ben, I believe this one is all yours.
Yeah, race 2. Great start by Ingram, and it was a really bad start by Turkington, surprisingly, really. And he dropped down to last, having all of it to do throughout the race. George Gamble was going for it again, who managed to just go straight past Shedden to take 2nd on the first lap, mind you, with Morgan nearly pouncing on the Toyota 2. Robo then passed Aaron Taylor-Smith and got into 9th place on lap 3, which was really nice to see going through. Shedden then got past Gamble to then take 2nd on lap 4, with Robo, Thompson and Lloyd all having a really nice scrap for 7th, where it was going like round the track 3 wide almost and everything. It was brilliant to see. But the main point really for this race, what a really good bit, was on lap 5, Cook and Sutton going head to head for 5th place, neither of them giving anything to each other, not even an inch. And they were just going for it. It was so good for us to see as well. From our point of view, it was incredible to watch this as they went past us too. Jake Hill went on a charge in this race as well, as he was just trying to gain up to the pack to get whatever he could out of this race. And he managed to get to 13th place by lap 6. Lap 7 saw Camish get past Rowbottom for 10th, and Butcher getting in on the Act 2, and all of them having to go rubbing wheels all the way down. It was brilliant. On lap 10 was the fight for the lead between Ingram and Shedden and Gamble, back in 3rd, gaining on the pair of them. And in the end, it was Shedden who came out on top, with Ingram hanging on carefully to ensure the sister BMWs behind weren't going to get past him. In the end, it was Shedden who won race 2, with Ingram right behind on his tail as they crossed the line, with Gamble getting his first podium as well. Brilliant to see. He's done insane this weekend in his own 2nd ever race as well for BTCC. Hill managed to end up recovering to 9th, with Turkington only managing to get back to 14th from his lap 1 woes. So our race results for race 2 are: Shedden is your winner with the fastest lap. 2nd is Ingram. 3rd is Gamble. 4th is Morgan. 5th is Cook. 6th is Sutton. 7th is Thompson. 8th is Lloyd. 9th is Hill. 10th is Butcher. And over to you for race 3, Brad.
And race 3 showed you just how different you look, well, how much your look can change in the British Touring Car. So Jake Hill got pole position, finished 3rd, got disqualified, started from the back in race 2, was up to 9th by the end of the 2nd race, and then just as luck would have it, he got picked for pole position for race 3. So it just shows you how much your luck can change. He did not disappoint, Jake Hill, on race 3, as he got a cracking start off the line to lead from Lloyd into turn 1, with Ash Sutton jumping up to 3rd. Morgan and Cook scrapped for 4th place, with Cook coming out on top on lap 2, with Sutton doing the same with Lloyd the following lap to move him into 2nd place. Meanwhile, for Dan Lloyd, it was like the impossible task when he had several cars behind him, all attacking for 3rd place on lap 8, which included Cook, Morgan, Butcher, Ingram and Shedden. Jade Edwards managed to get past Ash Han to move into 21st, with Turkington getting past Shedden on lap 10. Turkington then caught and passed Bobby Thompson on the following lap, and kind of moving a little bit more forward into the race. After several tries and many laps, Cook finally managed to get past Dan Lloyd on lap 15, who up until that point had done a really good, really great defensive drive. So very well done to Dan for doing that as much as he could. But in the end, though, it was Jake Hill who took his first win for the Rocket MB Motorsports squad, with Ash Sutton and Josh Cook rounding out the podium, and with Jake finishing on the podium twice in one day, although, like I said, he got disqualified in the first race. Winning in the 3rd race and getting pole position, it really showed the strong pace of the BMW eSport 3 series that BMW are running this year. And to run down the results for race 3, so obviously Jake Hill was your race winner. He also scored the fastest lap. Sutton was second, Cook was third, Lloyd was fourth ahead of Ingram, Morgan, Butcher, Turkington, Shedden and Bobby Thompson rounding out the top 10. And moving on to the driver standing. So obviously after the first meeting of the year, we've got quite a bit of a jumbled up driver standings, but after all was said and done, Tom Ingram is currently leading the championship on 51 points ahead of Gordon Shedden by 7 points in second place. Ash Sutton is third on 40 points. Then we have Josh Cook and Adam Morgan tied for fourth on 34 points each. That's followed by Jake Hill, Colin Turkington, Dan Lloyd, George Gamble and Bobby Thompson to round out the top 10. So overall, Ben, who would you say has showed an impressive performance this weekend?
Ingram, as always, has just done it. I mean, you can see that from the standings, so that was quite amusing for me to sort of grin at you and look, saying, yeah, I predicted that one, which was amusing when I was at the track. But Jake Hill, that car and Jake Hill, what me and you saw at the track, him and that car are together as one. Like every other lap, me and you'll be looking and going, oh, where is it? Oh, look how many he's got past. That's what it was. It wasn't even, oh, look, he's in the same spot. He was just going through the field. Like, him and that car together, it seems like it's a match made in heaven. So, yeah, it'll be Ingram and Hill.
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably going to be... I'm definitely going to agree with you on Jake Hill. I definitely think him and that BMW are really going hand in hand. I mean, he might be 6th in the championship now, but 20 points is nothing in the British Touring Car, as we know. And he can quickly turn that around, I'm sure. But I have to admit, two people that really impressed me, George Gamble and Bobby Thompson. Gamble, because obviously the first race weekend in British Touring Car, and to get a podium in your second race is pretty impressive, I'm not going to lie. But also Bobby Thompson, because he got in the top 10 twice. I believe he won the Independent, or is it the Jack Sears Trophy, I think it is, the Independent Trophy, twice. The first race weekend, so he's already off to a great start. But also, given the fact that Bobby Thompson's been out with touring cars, he was out last season obviously after his 2020 Croft roll that he had in the Audi. To see him come back and do this sort of performance straight out the blocks is bloody impressive. We must give credit where credit's due as well to a few other drivers as well. So Jade Edwards, Ash Hand in his first race weekend did quite well. And also Michael Crees, of course, who we spoke to at the season review last year. Creasy. Yeah, all together, quite a few impressive drives and very good performances. Obviously, it was a shame Dan Camish couldn't get a bit further up the grid, but you know, it's been pretty damn good throughout this first race weekend. But yeah, just out of curiosity, what were your thoughts on the weekend's racing? Let us know down in the comments section down below. Hopefully, like I said, looking forward to the next round, which is at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, which should be really, really good. And yeah, hopefully we'll be having more interesting racing, and who knows who's going to be on pole position for that one. Especially with the Indy Circuit and how the hybrid system works. I mean, who knows? There's going to be some really great drives on it. I'm sure of that. But yeah, on that note, we're going to wrap this race review up here. Let us know down in the comments what your thoughts were on this weekend's racing. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who were your favourite drivers? Who do you think impressed you the most? And until next time, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you guys the next race review at Brands Hatch Indy. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.